Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you for tuning in and I'm grateful for my new subscribers. And thank you for my new viewers. Today, I'll be talking about my birth experience. Before I go along and yada yada chit chat, I'd like to apologize for posting my videos so late. I know it's unprofessional and it's inconsistent, guys. It's not gonna happen again. I actually post my videos every Sunday at 12 a.m. but I did not have enough time to take a proper video on my Saturday because I always use my Saturdays because it's a long day. It gives me enough time to retake and edit. But because my family quite kept me busy my whole Saturday and it just complicated my life, but it's not gonna happen again, guys. Anyway, if you guys watched my first video, you're gonna understand what's going on here and how I got to the stage of my story, because basically I'm just giving my experiences being pregnant, giving birth, and then being a mom. So today, my birth experience, guys. So what happened was, I was in Cape Town, as you guys know, and my sister came on the 9th of June, 2018, that is, to come and get me from Cape Town because it was not safe for me to travel alone. So she flew in to the Cape Town International Airport. So what happened was, I had to go there to the airport because she couldn't come to my room because she didn't know where I stayed, and for some reason she didn't have Uber or Taxify app. So I went to the airport to go get my sister, and that's when I had my first contraction. First of all, I was not even aware that I was having a contraction because the week before that, I had false contractions. And I mean, the hospitals charge you 500 rands for doing that. The medical aid does not pay for that. And I felt like that was an unnecessary expense and I did not want to have it again. So I figured maybe it's my false contractions. Besides, it was cold, it was drizzling, and that does affect your uterus in a way. So anyway, first of all, the pain on a scale of 1 to 10 was an 8. And it literally stops you from moving. It literally stops you from doing whatever it is that you're doing, and it demands for you to stop immediately. So, okay, that happened. Fine, I kept on walking into the airport to look for my sister and everything, and I found her. We had breakfast, and in the middle of breakfast, I have my second contraction. A deep one, okay? And I'm still not taking note. You understand what I'm saying? I'm still not thinking that I could be in labor. In any case, subconsciously, I'm praying my ass off that I don't get into labor. So we go to my room so that I can finish up packing my things and everything. And we go to town to buy our bus tickets because obviously I can't use a flight. The bus was not even safe either, and it's a 19-hour bus ride from Cape Town all the way to Pretoria. So, but anyway, we went to town, bought the bus tickets, came back, collected the luggage, and then passed by for some pizza so that we could have food on the way. Now, what happened was, right, we got to the bus station stop, whatever, Intercape bus stop, I think that's what you call it, and I did not hide my belly. Initially, I was not even allowed to get onto the bus, but nobody necessarily noticed. I feel like that was God, because I definitely could not give birth in Cape Town. So we got on the bus, and just as I sat down, it started raining, and I had my third contraction, and I thought maybe it definitely is the rain. It's cold and everything. Now, when we got to our first stop in Laingsburg, my contractions were 20 minutes apart. How I know that is because I started timing them just before Laingsburg. And my sister and I realized that these are actually labor contractions and not just ordinary false contractions. So I started getting stressed out because I'm thinking this is only the first stop. We had 3 more stops to go. And Pretoria is still 1,200 kilometers away from where we're at. And bear in mind that the bus takes stops. It does not just straight go from from Cape Town to Pretoria, or even Pretoria to Cape Town. So I called my boyfriend to tell him that, hey, listen, my thingies, what do you call them? My contractions are 20 minutes apart, and my sister's saying these are labor pains. So his mom called me to try and calm me down, and she told me how no, I was overreacting. I was probably overexcited about coming back home and giving birth and everything, that I should calm down. And so I thought, okay, she has 3 children, she probably knows. But I felt like I knew that this was it, and I couldn't call my mom because my mom was all the way in Pretoria and we don't want to stress her out. I mean, what is she gonna do? You know what I'm saying? So we carried on with the bus ride and everything. And when we got to Colesberg, my contractions were like literally, I think 10-12 minutes apart. And now I'm starting to panic because I'm thinking this is like happening hectically, you know what I mean? And bear in mind that I'm in the bus. I cannot show my pain to anybody around me because that can cause panic. And if that causes panic, then I'll be forced to get off at whatever stop that I'll be at. And that's still too far from home for family to come and get us and for me to travel with my baby back to Pretoria. So that was a really painful thing. But there were like these 3 ladies, I think they were Nigerian, and one of them realized that I was in labor. But she didn't really say, because she said, "Are you okay?" And I said, "Yes, I was fine." And she offered me a grandpa painkillers. And I rejected it, and she said, "No, but at this stage you're not allowed to be drinking such. We can't give you this right now." And I got the hint. But anyway, we got off the bus. And the bus driver tells me that I was not supposed to be on the bus. How many months? How far am I? And I'm thinking, if they ask me to get off this bus, I'm in a lot of trouble. So I just said I'm 6 months pregnant. A dirty lie because I was exposed the next morning. Anyway, so we drove the bus, got back on the road. The whole thing carried on and everything. And then we got to Bloemfontein. But before we got to Bloemfontein, my contractions were literally 6 minutes apart, right? And then at some point in the bus ride, this was before Bloemfontein, I felt an intense pain on the tail of my spine. Yeah, I felt an intense pain at the tail of my spinal cord, right? And it felt like a lot of pressure was suddenly being applied, right? At the same time, I'm having this huge contraction and it feels horrible. And then bloop, it felt like a bubble burst inside of me. And that was it. My water broke. So immediately after it breaks, I look at my sister and I laugh. And she looks at me, she's like, "What?" And I say, "My water just broke." And she starts laughing really hard. We laugh about it because we can't believe it. And at the same time, this can't be happening now. I mean, we're just about to get to Bloemfontein. This cannot happen now. So she asked me to go down to the toilet, sort of swab a toilet paper to check if the liquid is clear or if I just peed myself. Excuse me. And when I got up, I realized that I could barely walk. So I took my time walking downstairs to the toilet. And when I got there, I tried to take my pants off, but they were too wet and I was too cold and it was too painful. So I decided, fuck it, I know my water broke. So I went back upstairs and I told my sister, "Yeah, the liquid is clear." And she was like, "Girl, the baby's coming soon." And she doesn't know what to do. She's laughing and everything. Thank God she's a medical doctor, so she was calm about the whole thing. No biggie. Anyway, so my sister calls my mom to tell her that, "Listen, her water just broke and we just got to Bloemfontein now, but we're gonna be there." And I'm thinking, okay, no, the bus is just dropping off people and then we're gonna leave. Hey, 30-minute passes by and this bus is still not left Bloemfontein. And I'm thinking, why is this happening today? It had never happened before. And I mean, it was not my first time traveling from Cape Town to Pretoria. So using the bus, so I'm thinking, okay, yabona manje, see, this is now going to be an issue. So I try to step outside to pee, and by this time, my contractions are 5 minutes apart. I try to walk to the toilet to pee, and I feel this heaviness pressing down my pelvic outlet. It was just outlet bone. I think that's what they call it. But by the vaginal entrance, and it's a lot of pressure. And I'm walking with my feet apart and I need to pee. You understand? So I get to the toilet. The toilet is filthy. I can't put my ass down. I can hardly do anything about my situation. So I don't pee. I just thought, okay, this is not gonna work out. And I just combed my hair. I brushed my hair. By the time I was wearing a wig. So I brushed my hair. I put a bandana back on, and I got back onto the bus. Right now, my pains are excruciatingly painful and they really frequent. And so the bus gets going. And then apparently we have to pass through Welcome. I'm thinking this has never happened before. You know when you're in a rush and you really need to get to a place? That's where the grandmother's gotta bake the cookies, the dog's gotta walk past the street, and we gotta get the kid off of the tree. That's when all of that happens. But anyway, when we got to Welcome, the bus, my sister then spoke to one of the people from Intercape that were in the bus. I'm not sure if this person is a bus driver or if he's an assistant, or I don't know. But anyway, then this guy calls an ambulance to wait for us at Kroonstad, which is the next stop. My sister called my mom to tell her that this is what was happening and that I was going to give birth soon. And my mom is thinking, no, it's not going to happen. Hold on. And they're telling me to like tie a cloth around my waist so that I can keep the baby in. You know, when they start thinking of such things, you know that these are desperate times, and desperate times call for desperate measures. And I do it, Linda, because I don't want the baby to come out now. I don't want the baby to come out while so far away from home. So I tied the thingy around my waist, and the bus then now moves in the direction of Kroonstad, which is in the Free State, I think. Yeah. Oh no. I don't know. Guys, I don't remember. I'm sorry. And then when we got to Kroonstad, I had to get off of the bus. Right? Now, this is where the tricky thing is. I still can't show the people in the bus that I'm about to give birth and everything, because you don't want them being uncomfortable. You have to pretend that everything is fine. Hey, guys. I literally have my baby at the exit of the pit she was in. I have to walk down the bus because I was upstairs. I was on the upper deck, so I have to walk down the stairs of the bus so that I can walk out of the bus, which is also a big leap from the bus to the tar road. And I had to walk all the way to this bench, which was like, I think 200 meters. Not, that's an exaggeration. I think 100 meters away from where I was. That was a long walk to freedom. And when I get to the bench is too hard for me to like sit on my ass. And then I tried to lay on my side, and that was still too painful because now my contractions were not going away. Now my contractions were like just straight up beating me up, telling me, why did you gotta have a baby? And now not only am I going through physical pain, I'm going through emotional pain because I needed my boyfriend to be there. I needed my mom to be there. I needed my close friends to be there. And my boyfriend really wanted to be there. You understand what I'm saying? And when I told him, I think after my water broke, I could hear the pain in his voice when he was trying to convince me that no, I will get to Pretoria. I have to get to Pretoria and it will happen. And I can hear that he's in denial. You understand? And that just gets me so emotional. And I'm thinking, I'm going to give birth in Kroonstad. Now my family has to drive all the way from Pretoria to Kroonstad, which is like around about 250 kilometers away from home. Or 90, because it's 250 kilometers away from Johannesburg. So I'm thinking it was just a stressful thing for me. I don't want to lie. It was a stressful moment. Anyway, we got to the hospital, and when they took my stretcher out of the ambulance, it banged onto the floor because it slipped out of the paramedics' hands. And then to top it all off, there's like literally a pavement on the side of the emergency door. So you can feel every spacing of that pavement as they're rushing you to the emergency door. That was really painful, guys. That was super painful. To top it off, this nurse opens the door before, like, it gets let in too early, or those guys pushed the bed too fast. I don't know, it banged against my stretcher, causing another friction. And then we get into the hospital. They get me into the wrong room, and they had already put me on this bed, and now they had to put me back on the stretcher, and they're bumping into stuff. I don't understand why they behaved the way that they did, but it was painful, guys. And so I got into this room where I was supposed to give birth. It was a cold room. It was gray. Literally, the lighting was gray. The walls were like this ugly light green, and there were these ugly brown cupboards where they had their whatevers in there. And so that was depressing because I was supposed to give birth at the Mediclinic hospital, which was comfortable, private room, couches, sunny lighting. You have the window, a huge window to lighten up your room, and my boyfriend was gonna be there. I got the opposite of that, and so I gave birth. I remember while during giving birth, I screamed like, "Ah! My vagina!" Because it felt like it was being torn apart, and I screamed, "She's tearing it apart." And this nurse was like, "Oh no, man, you can't say things like that." That was really funny. And unfortunately, I did not have that wonderful moment when I held my baby because I was so emotional and disappointed at the fact that I had given birth in a place that I didn't know, far from home, and I was alone because my sister was looking for what do you call it? My sister was looking for the medical aid card so that she could give it to whoever it was that wanted to see it. So that was an emotional thing. That was a really emotional thing for me, considering the fact that I had everything planned out and I was in a faraway place. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just grateful to God that I gave birth to a healthy baby. I'm just grateful to God that nothing bad happened to me. At the end of the day, I gave birth in a hospital, on hospital bed, in the safe hands of a qualified medical gynecologist. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, that was my birth experience, you know. After that, I think I went back home the next day in the evening. My mom and my grandmother came to get my sister and I. My sister had slept over at some relative's place. Luckily, my aunt got married to someone that has family that side, so blessed was I, you know. So I feel like somehow God had it all planned out. You know, God works in his own ways. We can never really understand the ways of the Lord. We can only accept them and appreciate the good side of everything. So the labor pains on a scale of 1 to 10 are 100 trillion to the power of infinity painful. They are unbearable. You cannot ignore them. I literally did not sleep from the day I woke up to get my sister to the airport until around 1 p.m. because I'd given birth on the 10th of July at like 11:15 a.m. and they did all the tests that they did and all of that nonsense. So I slept around 1 p.m. in the afternoon, and yeah. So I spent the whole 24 hours awake and going through labor pains. It was hectic. It's funny. It was quite an adventure, but it was a disappointing thing. My boyfriend had to find out through the phone that his baby was born, see pictures of her and everything, and he couldn't be there, and he really wanted to be there. But anyway, guys, mwah, mwah. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for watching my video. Please do comment down below about what you think about my story, and if you have an interesting story, someone's story or your own story, I don't know, but just comment down below, guys, because a lot of you guys commented on my Facebook inbox, WhatsApp, and Instagram, but you guys forgot to comment down here on YouTube. So please comment down here below, and don't forget to subscribe. Woo! Bye, guys.